Big story in the Washington Post today. I recommend it to you if you pay for the poster. You can have smart the paywall 109, please. It's about the process Hakeem Jeffries is leading to try to find a way to message strongly for the midterms. The headline in the Washington Post: inside the Democratic plan to recapture the House majority in 2026, their effort is running up against harsh political realities from Trump's efforts to revamp the House map to a tarnished Democratic brand with abysmal approval ratings. It's a little, as the story points out, the data is a little unclear. The Democrats aren't doing very well, but they are doing well in the generic ballot question. And of course, they have history on their side. The story says that the current template for a message, which has been reported before, is affordability, healthcare, and then corruption, a process issue that I believe history suggests doesn't usually work, but one that Democrats are super attracted to. So, Dan, having read the Washington Post story, how do you feel about the Democrats' trajectory? They have over a year to have a workable, successful message to regain the House majority.
Well, I think the bottom line is they are right to recognize they have to have some proactive agenda. Their story references obviously the most best example is Newt Gingrich's contract with America, 2006. Rahm and Emanuel and Chuck Schumer had 6 for '06. In other words, if we get power back, what are we going to do with it? Why should you trust us to give us the gavel back? They don't have a set of answers right now. I would disagree a little, Mark, in that corruption has worked in the last few elections. You go back to 2006 when the party ran on trying to drain the swamp. Donald Trump did the same thing. I'm not saying that we are the best messengers for that, and the story points out the problems we're going to have. But the history of that issue of the public thinking everyone's corrupt there's some traction there.
Well, let me just ask you about that. When it's connected to the real lives of real people, as Donald Trump did, if we drain the swamp, you'll get more, special interests will get less.
Correct.
But when they talk about Trump corruption, and I'm not endorsing Trump corruption, but when they say he made $5 billion on crypto, or, he paid off whatever, like, are they making the connection between the lives of real people and corruption, or are they just saying Trump's corrupt?
Yeah, no, that's why I would not hang my hat on it. I agree with you that there's problems because of the numerous cases within our own party, whether it's Joe Biden or sitting members of Congress whose family are lobbyists, et cetera, that will expose an Achilles. But I think what was the best line in that whole story, which is what the party is still working around both for the midterms in 2028, is we're not going back to the pre-Donald Trump status quo. Right. And we've talked about this. There is a new normal now, and there's the horizon is out there. We don't have anything to say on that front. And that is where I think the fact that it's out there, Jeffries acknowledges it, members of Congress are saying it. This needs to happen. I would have thought it would have started in the spring. It's starting in the fall. But I'm encouraged that they're having these conversations. I also would just say, for those who haven't seen it, Michael LaRosa wrote an excellent piece on foxnews.com. He's been a guest of 2-Way Tonight frequently with Mark. I think he's actually been on this show once. Read it. And he talks about how you cannot ignore culture. You cannot ignore kind of needing to be engaged on issues. Trump's going to go where he's going to go. He's going to dominate the conversation. And if we try to say we're not talking about that, we're talking about inflation, we'll lose. We have to be nimble. We have to be on our feet. And we have to be direct.
Sean, the softest of softballs, do Democrats have a policy problem or messaging problem?
They have everything problem. I think the thing that was interesting about that article is that the headline says inside the Democrats plan, and there's no plan. I mean, to throw around some.
They have plans. They have plans to make plans.
Right. But the thing is,
step one,
you have a leadership problem, you have a messaging problem, you have a mechanics problem, and they don't have any plan to solve any one of those. Because the problem is Hakeem Jeffries doesn't have the gravitas that Nancy Pelosi had. So him laying out a plan, it's not like AOC and Bernie Sanders and Ilhan Omar are going to stick to it. And right now, those are the boogeymen,
Oh, they might. They might if they think we're going to take the House back. Sean, you know this. No real strategy emerges until you get into the spring and summer of next year, because you just aren't going to put it all out there now and let the other side shoot at it.
Did I miss any mention of policy in that story? Did I miss that? Did I read it too hastily?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That there's nothing. Yeah. I mean, it's just
not there yet.
There's not right.
Well, but it didn't even say they were developing policy. It just said
it did. It said that it's centered around affordability, security, and then, as you said, corruption. It's going to have to come. Look, affordability is going to be the number one issue, and both sides recognize it. I mean, we didn't talk about it yesterday, but Republicans are seeing the same thing in their polls. Voters do not feel that inflation is getting better, and the middle class and working class is beginning to get frustrated that everyone says the economy's good. They don't feel it. Wall Street's going up. This is the Joe Biden problem. So I think both, the question is which party can get the public to say, you feel our pain, and we trust you to try to make it better. The risk Republicans run is they keep saying everything's great.
Okay, Epstein, here is Ro Khanna.